Guys, how you guys doing this evening? Welcome to another great evening of Healthy Habits, Healthy Life. We're Will and Faith from Get to the Root Health and Wellness. We come every Wednesday to share how our habits actually create our choices, and then our choices help to create our lifestyle. So this week we have a great episode for you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We had a great time today looking at a wonderful summit.
Yes.
So maybe some of you had an opportunity to join us today. It was really good. So we were very excited, to be able to bring some information here. And Queen's going to share that information with us tonight again. The real truth about weight loss.
Yes. Like Will said, again, we're Will and Faith, and we love coming and sharing information, or I like to say news you can use, okay? Yes. Right? Because knowledge is power, but I like to say applied knowledge is power.
That's right.
And we're all trying to learn and walk this journey called healthy living.
Yes.
So if you found yourself landed on our platform, thank you for connecting with us. Go ahead on and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's connect. Let's get healthy and fit together.
Absolutely.
We love to come and share fun in-home workouts, healthy, tasty, whole food, plant-based recipes, healthy habits, healthy life talks on Wednesdays. Yes. And that's what we're going to do this evening.
Absolutely.
So again, if you're all about just getting empowered, feeling inspired, being motivated, of taking care of your temple, because we only get one.
That's right.
Then let's go ahead on and connect. Thank you again for joining us.
Yes.
If you're joining us for the first time, go ahead on and let us know. Drop a line below where you're joining us from. Okay. And we would love to welcome you to the Get to the Root family.
Yes, we do.
So as Will said earlier, I don't know if you've heard through the grapevine about the free 9-day online summit that's taking place right now. It actually started on the 12th of February. So today was day 5.
Yes.
And Will and I were guest speakers. Actually, we gave our testimony on our journey and just how much we love being healthier, more vibrant individuals. So if you want, again, news that you can use to help you on your journey of healthy living, not just losing weight,
right,
but also just being healthy. Because guess what? If you aim for health, the weight will come off.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's a tip for the day. Aim for health and the weight will come off.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're looking to get just the real facts, the real truth about weight loss, go ahead on, click on the link down below. If you're on YouTube, it's down below. On Facebook, it's up above. But click on that link and get registered. It's free.
Yes.
Next 4 days, we have they have 4 amazing speakers each and every day.
Yes,
and let me tell you, the information is powerful.
Yes,
it is life transforming. So whatever you do, don't miss the summit that's going on right now. Okay.
Right.
So tonight, Dr. Will, I love these Wednesday talks because he always just sort of educate us on. Sometimes we get so focused on, okay, I got to eat this. I got to eat vegetables. I got to do that. But, it's a little bit more than just what to do.
Right.
Right. It's how we can develop healthy habits. Right. Healthy habits are important, but sometimes a lot of us, we struggle. I know for myself, doing right is a struggle sometimes. So if we understand the process by which we can understand and sort of comprehend why we do what we do, or why we don't do what we need to do. Sometimes that help. I know it'll help me understand. Okay, well, it's nothing wrong with me. It's just human nature.
Human nature,
right? It's nothing wrong with me. It's not that I don't have a willpower and all this, that, and that. It's just human nature, right? So human nature, although we have the good and the bad, we can allow both sides to help us do good.
That's
all right, do better.
That's
so that's what these Wednesday talks are about. So again, if you're joining us, we appreciate you joining us. We do have some family joining in. I like to call our social media family Get to the Root family. We're going to just share a couple of people comments to give some more people a few more minutes to get in.
Yes.
We have Jody Rose. Hey, Jody. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining us,
Oh,
Jody.
thank you for the kind compliment.
Yes,
Again, the real truth about Weight Loss Summit was amazing.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in and seeing our testimony today and our cooking demonstration. We had a blast.
Yes, we had a good time.
Thank you for that kind compliment.
Thank you so
Janie
much.
Lopez.
Hey,
good evening, Janie. Thank you. I'm so glad you saw our presentation today, and we appreciate you joining us this evening.
We sure do.
So thank you so very much, Mr. Tom.
Yay.
Thank you so much
up,
for joining us. Faith and Will segment was awesome. Thank you so very much. You all are our inspiration.
Yes.
You inspire and motivate us to keep on keeping on.
That's
okay, so thank you for your kind support, your kind words. Okay, Janie, I'm sorry. I can't wait to try your lentil stew. It's one of our favorites, honey.
Good.
Talk about comfort food at its best. All right.
It's real good.
That's some good eating right there. That's what we say from the country, right?
That's right.
Some good eating. Okay. So thank you for that, Janie. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So, Dr. Will.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll let you take the floor because I can just babble on. Y'all know I love just this lifestyle, and we love sharing information with you. And sometimes I'm learning too. So I'm gonna sort of clamp my mouth and give the floor to Dr. Will. So take it on,
Awesome, babes. Thank you so much, baby. Tonight, thank you so much. Y'all can see Queen's passion, and it's great. It filters over into everyone. It gives you that inspiration to want to make a change. Okay. And I love that in her, that fire that she has downside. And I'm gonna tell you something. That comes from her belief. Okay. That's from her belief in what this transformation can do for you. So believe it. It comes across on the screen. It comes across on the phone. It just comes across. That's just Queen's way. Okay. So, I thank for her being able to bring that inspiration over to you all this evening. So what we're going to talk about this evening is we're going to talk about behavior change. Okay. And the reason why I selected this topic this evening, because a lot of times we don't understand why, what behavior change really is. Okay. And sometimes we fall short when we make different goals and things like that. We may make behavior changes, but then we fall short here and there. Well, tonight, what I want to do is I want to talk about behavior change, right? And understanding behavior change, like Queen was saying earlier, once you begin to understand why we do the things we do, then you're better able to accept different things as they come about, whether good or bad. Okay. At least you will have an understanding and a knowledge of what's going on. And then in that way, you can probably make a change or
equip yourself.
Set
yourself up for success.
And then don't get so hard down on yourself, like Queen was saying. Give yourself some space, give yourself some room to grow. And none of us are perfect. So we're all fall short every day. We all fall short. So that's what these talks are about, is to reinforce and to build your system of knowledge, your system, your immune system, your health system. And that's what we want to bring this evening. So this evening, we're going to talk about behavior change. Okay. And the topic this evening is behavior change is not an eraser for bad habits or of bad habits. Okay. And you're going to understand what I'm talking about as we get into the presentation. Okay. So go on and follow along with us, and we're going to go on and get started. So let's go on and click through here, Queen. So the agenda for this evening is we're going to talk about unhealthy behavior. We're also going to briefly talk about change methods, the operant and classical conditioning, extinction behavior change, and then we're going to go on and round it out with can we erase bad habits? A lot of people say, hey, what we want to do is we want to replace a bad habit with a good habit or a new habit. Well, what's going to happen with that bad habit? Can you totally erase it? Yes or no? Well, we're going to find out tonight. Okay. All right. So let's go on to the next slide here, Queen. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about unhealthy behavior. Right. And I want to bring some facts to you. Go on and click through for me, Queen. All right. In human diseases, right. And I put this bullet here for a reason, because according to the National Institute of Health, unhealthy behavior is responsible for much of human disease. Okay. So unhealthy behavior, right? So where does that come from? Roughly 40% of premature deaths in the United States are attributed to unhealthy behavior. So one of the common goals to preventive medicine is behavior change. So you see how this all ties together. You have human behavior, you have human disease, you have your unhealthy behavior. It's tied to premature deaths. And one of the best, or one of the main factors that we use in preventive medicine is to change our behavior. Okay, so behavior, it can be easy, but it's difficult to sustain. So we're going to talk about that. So the behavior is easy, but it can be difficult to sustain if you don't understand behavior change, right? So I want to let you know that basically around about 70% of individuals that actually make those changes, all right, particularly when they're using like illicit drugs, or someone that has a problem drinking or smoking, probably within a year's time frame, they revert back or they lapse back into those old behaviors. Okay, about 70% of the United States people in the United States go through that situation. So, and you may have found yourself in that situation. I know I have. Before, I found myself in that situation where I've tried to do a behavior change and it didn't stick with me, and I kind of reverted back to my old ways, or going back to what I was used to and what I was comfortable with, going back to that old comfort zone. Okay. So one of the things we're going to share with you here, if you see that this is from the National Institute of Health. Okay. The National Institute of Health, this is public access. What they said that over 3 decades, right, over 30 years in behavioral change, one thing that they really discovered doing this research of over 30 years is that changing or replacing an old behavior with a new behavior does not erase the original one. That is such an important statement, and I hope everyone gets that and understand what that statement says and what it really means. So what it's saying is that you will never really get rid of the learned behavior that you have already accumulated in yourself. Okay, so none of us. And it's the same, just like fat cells in your body. Okay, so most people say, all right, what I'm gonna do is we can go out and do a diet, and any diet works. Okay, just want to let you know that any diet works. However, I'm gonna do this diet and I'm gonna get rid of this fat. Well, that's totally impossible. You can't get rid of the fat. Now, what you can do is reduce the fat cells. Okay, so if you don't want to feed the fat, you have you're going to have a certain amount of fat in your body to keep you healthy. However, you don't want to feed, when you reduce feeding the fat cells with high energy dense or standard American diet foods, okay, then it will reduce the size of those fat cells. Okay, but the same premise happens with behavior. Okay, behavior in your brain. And let me give you another example real quick. All right, if you have a brother or sister or uncle, aunt, and all we know, if you're on this segment this evening, you have a mother or a dad or had one before. Okay, so what if I told you to forget their name? Try to forget their name. And as I said, try to forget their name, the first thing you did was what? Think of their name.
Sure did.
So okay, just a little trick for you, just something I wanted to share with you. Okay, in the same way, your body is the same way. Your brain is just phenomenal. I mean, we're not even going to get into that this evening because I don't want to rant and rave. However, try to forget something. Your brain remembers it. It remembers it. It may be way back in the back of your brain. However, it is still there. Okay, and all it does, it goes into another compartment until you need to use whatever that information or knowledge is. It brings it forward and you use the knowledge. Okay, very simple term. Okay, very, very simple. What I just told you about the brain function is much more complex than that. All right, so let's get into a couple of other methods for change. And let's go here, Queen. Okay. The first one we want to talk about, right? This is the health behavior change method. Okay, and the first one we're going to see old Ivan Pavlov. He was a psychologist, and he's from Russia. And he came up with this classical conditioning method. Okay, so classical conditioning actually is it's a signal for reinforcement. Okay, you see, we have the picture of the dog there, and what he's doing is, the gentleman, he's ringing the bell and he's pulling out a treat out of his pocket, right? And every time he does that, he rings that bell, the dog is actually salivating. So the dog is actually, oh my gosh, he starts salivating because he knows that he's going to get a treat. So what's going to happen is what happens in this process is they continually ring the bell and they feed the dog. They ring the bell, they feed the dog. They ring the bell, they feed the dog. Okay. So after a while, you can start ringing the bell, not have a treat there for the dog to sniff or eat, and the dog will automatically change and start salivating. Okay. The dog would automatically know just based on the bell, the response, the dog will automatically do that. So that what that does, it makes a anticipatory response in response of the presence of the actual signal. So as that signal rings or blows or whatever, the body would immediately change and start conforming and getting itself ready to receive the treat or the reward that it was getting when it was learning this condition, okay, of the bell ringing. So yeah, so that's pretty interesting.
So I think classical conditioning.
Classical conditioning.
Okay.
Yes. So it's a reward process. Let me give you another example, right? There is a drug that's called Antabuse, all right? Some people choose to use that if they find it very difficult to stop drinking. And what the Antabuse does, it creates a very nauseous feeling in your body when you smell, or definitely if you drank the alcohol, would it take you over to the top? You get extremely sick. But when you smell the alcohol, if you're on the Antabuse, if you're on the drug, it will cause you to have a severe nauseous effect, even a gagging or whatever. So after a period of time, your body becomes accustomed to the response of the Antabuse. The Antabuse makes you want to throw up, makes you feel very nauseous. And after you've been on that for a while, you can stop the Antabuse, and your body, once it smells the alcohol, will still hold the same response as it did prior to using the Antabuse. Okay, so your body, we learn and condition very, very quickly. So that's another example of the classical conditioning. Okay, and we have another condition that's called the operant condition, and this one came up. It was invented by a gentleman named B.F. Skinner, and this gentleman was also a psychologist, Dr. Skinner. And what he did was he has the operant condition. If you see the slide right here, you can see where the top portion is reinforcement, and then you have down at the bottom punishment. So he looks at the basis of reinforcement and punishment, and he uses stimulus and control. I'm not going to get too deep on you. Stimulus and control, but if you look at it, the reinforcement increases the frequency of desired behavior, and the punishment decreases the frequency of undesired behavior. Okay, and I'm not going to get too deep into that because I just wanted you to see and hear the two different methods. Okay, so this one here, in the same method, what happens, a person performs a behavior that is followed by a positive type response. Okay, and then what you do is the same thing happens on the negative side. So a behavior and reinforcement is withdrawn, or the behavior is punished. Okay, so if you have a behavior that you don't want, the punishment is the reward, actually. So hopefully that person won't do the same behavior, or they would change the behavior because they want to change the effect that they're receiving from that particular behavior. So hopefully I didn't confuse you on that. And if I did, just shoot me a question. We'll see if we can iron that out for you. However, but these are the two different types of methods, behavior methods that can be used. Okay, and they use them by cognitive therapists. Use these same ones. But we're going to get into another method here, and for the most effective or most used form of behavior change is called extinction. Okay, and when you look at extinction, we're going to click the next one for me there, Queen. So when you think about distinction, what is it basically? And what it is, distinction are like triggers. They're like clues. They're like cues and triggers that you can use to change a behavior. Okay. Now what happens is that you see where it says behavior declines over a period of time, and it declines because the individual probably stopped using the cues that they did to help them to be able to combat whatever the old behavior was. Okay. And it's a reliable way to reduce a learned behavior. And cognitive behavior therapy, they use it. They use that method because they want to help people to eliminate unwanted behaviors and thoughts and emotions. And this is done by what? Repeatedly exposing the patient to cues and situations that trigger them. Okay. And that's what this extinction does. Now, another very important point about the extinction is this: erase old bad habits. Initially, when this was created, they thought that the extinction would actually erase an old bad habit by a new habit. But in actuality, what's happening is that extinction is actually an inhibitor of an old habit. Okay. The old habit never really goes away. All right. So that's the truth about extinction. And what happens is that people, they use the extinction method for behavior change, and they don't understand exactly what it is or what it's designed to do. So let me give you an example. Okay. I want to run through a quick example here for you, because I want you to understand what's going on here. So we make a whole food plant-based change, right? So you're good, you're whole food, you're plant-based, you're doing great, you're not having any issues, all right? But then you miss the ambiance of your old favorite restaurant. You're like, oh, wow, I love going to this restaurant. It's just a great place for me to go in, all right? So I'm going to frequent this restaurant. But what happened was, initially, one of the cues is you stayed away from the restaurant. That's how you've been able to sustain yourself with the behavior change of your diet. Stayed away from the restaurant. So what you did was you said, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go to the restaurant because I'm good. I'll just eat from the side menu and I'll be good to go. But once you step into that restaurant, let me tell you something. Without the cues of separation, being away from the restaurant, the intention, or let me rephrase that. The relapse rate of eating off plan increases tenfold. Okay. When you go into the restaurant, the smells and all the other triggers and the things that you used to eat when you was living in your old behavior now comes to the surface. Remember what we said earlier, the brain don't forget, right? It remembers. It can also actually taste the food without you even putting it in your mouth. Your body starts preparing itself. It sounds a whole lot like classical conditioning, doesn't it? You have the smell, you have the senses, things start kicking in, ready to receive this food. Okay. I did a little test in one of my classes, in my academic classes. And what I did was, and if you want to go and if you want to do this little test as I go through it, I'm going to show you how powerful the brain is and how powerful that your body starts changing based on intangible things that you don't even have in your hand. So if you close your eyes for a moment, okay, you close your eyes, and I want you to imagine yourself with a lemon. Everybody knows what a lemon is. They know what a lemon, how it smells, and they know a lemon very thoroughly. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to smell that lemon. Okay, but let's get a little more distinct. Keep your eyes closed. Cut that lemon open. I want you to cut the lemon open. I want you to take the lemon, pull it up to your nose. Smell the lemon. I want you to smell the lemony smell. You smell how lemony it is, and it smells very good. You smell the lemon? I know you can smell it. Smell the lemon, right? What I want you to do is I want you to open up your mouth. I want you to hold your head back. I want you to put that lemon in your mouth, and I want you to bite down on that lemon. I want you to feel and taste the tart juices of that lemon running down, and immediately you probably start salivating because your body is like, oh my goodness, you don't have the lemon in your hand,
right?
You have nothing tangible in your hand. However, your body started reacting and responding to the response of the lemon of what I was telling you because what? Of memory. Okay. So that's like a classical conditioning. I mean, your body is already prepped, ready to go. So think about that happening tenfold when you walk into an environment that is not designed for you to succeed. Okay, so that's what's happening to you. There is nothing wrong with you. Okay, is that everything around in that environment is set up to draw you in, right? And to participate in what's going on in that environment. And in this case, food. All right. So don't sit there and test yourself. You may not be ready yet. Okay. Right. You may not be ready. So you want to take your time when you're going through that situation. So extinction, very, very good. But I tell you, you have to be careful. Okay. Now, let's go over. Can you erase the bad habit? You already know you cannot erase the bad habit. So, how can you sustain yourself? Right? You sustain yourself if you're going to use the extinction method. What you're going to do is you have to continue using the method, using the cues that you did to create the new change. All right. It's no different than what we do every day. If you lose a certain amount of weight, you best believe that you have to continue doing what you did to lose the weight. That's why it is extremely important that you do it in a sustainable manner. Okay. If you don't do it in a sustainable manner, then you may go into relapse. But now that you understand how change works, you know, all you have to do is to start reinforcing it with the cues that will help you to build your system to be able to sustain itself and lose the weight again. And that's the powerful part of this evening's discussion. Even if we fall, and we all do, you don't have to stay down. You just have to understand what you did to get to where you are, or where you want to go. Implement that once more time through the extinction method, and you will be totally successful. Okay. All right. So I don't know if you have any questions or anything like that. So
we have some comments going.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to break this down in my layman mentality.
Okay. All right.
Here.
Let's see if we can talk it out here.
So I'm thinking back to, because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Dr. Will just said that our brains do not forget. And I think it was Gunther. He made a comment, and I'm going to show his comment here. Let me go ahead on and show it. Gunther, too bad the human brain can't be like a tape deck.
Oh, wow.
A record player and or a CD disc where you can erase your bad behavior and totally replace it with good ones. That is so true. And that's why we have to constantly, I know for me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to show that. I know for me, and I don't know if you call this, what you say, conditional or classical or whatever. But I know for me, when we first made a lifestyle change in how we ate, we went to this restaurant that I love. And I was an avid seafood lover before my transition to a plant-based life. Matter of fact, I can still taste the crab leg right now. So you're right. Your brain, you never forget. Don't forget, man. And we stayed away from this restaurant for about 3 months. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm good. And we went back, and I thought I was strong enough to not be drawn in, but I wasn't. And I gave in to the crab legs. Okay. So I was like, okay. So I stayed away another 6 months, but in that staying away, for me, I guess it was operant conditioning where I
developed.
I educated myself on why Faith do you want to stay away from crab legs? Okay, if that's the bad behavior, what's the reward for staying away from what it is you used to desire? And once I educated myself on that and stayed away even more and found some more foods that not really took its place, but filled that void for me. I was able, through education and changing my mindset, educating myself, staying away, getting the benefits of not eating those foods. Because when I ate them, I didn't feel my best. But I didn't really connect that with the food until I learned and I found out better. So for me, now I can go in a restaurant and I no longer see seafood or certain foods as food. It's not a trigger for me. But it was a process for me to get to that point. So I'm saying all that to say, although our brains never forget, I think, and you can correct me, Dr. Will, go ahead, through the process of just transforming your mind. Which is building a cue. So you've now built something in your brain to combat what you would normally do.
Okay. So that's the key. The key is you have to have something strong enough to override the feeling or the susceptibility to go back to your old ways. Okay. Queen built that for the seafood and looking at that type of food now as poison, something that was going to harm her. So she said, wow, it is now more important for me not to indulge in that food because I don't want it to kill me. I mean, and she took it to the nth degree, meaning that she really believed in her mind's eye that it was killing her. And she may not have died immediately on the spot. However, over a period of time, we all know just from research that people are what? Dying prematurely, right? We know that. We talked about that earlier, that they're dying prematurely from their unhealthy behavior choices.
That's amazing.
So there you have it.
That's good. That's good. So it's a process in embracing change.
Absolutely.
And if you don't get it right the first time,
it's okay.
Try again.
Keep trying.
Right? It's the habits that we create, that we keep practicing over a period of time, that becomes replaces the old habit.
Yes.
Right? But you know, we sometimes you may fall down, but just get back up. Get back in. It's a process. And after a while, by and by, that will become the new norm.
There you go.
Right? So environment is huge. Support is huge.
Oh, it's huge.
Connecting with like-minded people is huge.
So thank you for being here.
All of those things, I think, sets all of us up for success, regardless whether it's lifestyle change,
that's correct, Queen.
Whatever it is, spiritual change, working out, whatever it is. So just getting that positive support, those positive reinforcements to help us along our way is huge. And those things you can't put a price on.
That's right.
But they're priceless. So just know that unfortunately you can't erase bad habits.
That's right.
But you can replace them with good ones.
You can inhibit them.
You can inhibit them.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So that was good talk. That was good talk, Dr. Will.
Well, you know, the beautiful part is before, you know, I know we give it a wrap up, Queen, but you know, you think about the genes that you have in your body. There's nothing that you can do about those genes. Okay, we all have these bad genes in our bodies, but remember, when Queen has said it before, it's what we're putting in our mouths that's actually pulling the trigger. Okay, so we all have these genes. We all have family members and inheritance and people that in our family trees that have all these chronic illnesses and diseases, and they're flowing through all of us. Okay, and you're more susceptible to having these illnesses to crop up if you do the same things that our forefathers did, or our parents or our relatives did. It is about lifestyle choices. You know.
We watching the summit today. I can't remember the name of the doctor, Dr. Pi, I think his name was.
That was him.
He was saying our genetic makeup is 3% of the whole. Get the power cable of the whole. Sorry, hold on one second. I didn't plug up the computer, so we're about to lose our battery source here.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
I'm gonna get something here, Queen, if you help me.
Is that the same computer? Okay,
yes.
That's the HP. Okay.
Yes.
Here we got go, Queen. Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry about that,
lose
guys.
Our connection.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
There we go.
Good. Okay.
Yes, we're here.
I forgot what we were saying. Genetics only make up 3%. But you know, diet, the environment, the food we eat. I mean, just all those things weigh so much more in the equation. So the things we can't control our genetics.
No.
Right? You couldn't help who your mama was, your daddy was. And all them and your cousins and all this and all that, but we can control what we're doing here. We can control our stress. We can control our environment, our movement. Those things have much more impact on our overall well-being than your genetics. So stop saying because it's my genetics, it's in my DNA. Miss Dina, only 3%.
3%.
Okay.
Yes.
Out of 100. So that's not even
we got 97% to deal with.
97%. And the 97% we have control over.
Absolutely.
Okay. So there is hope.
There is.
Be encouraged.
Please.
We have some great comments going on. Miss Tiffany, thank you for joining us. It's true. When people see food and say they can taste it, It is true.
Very
That is
true.
so true. When you
Very
did that
true.
example with the lemon, my jaws, you know how lemon sort of,
It makes you pucker up. Yeah.
I
Tighten
actually
the
felt
jaws
my
up.
jaws just
Tightening
tightening
up.
up because my brain, it remembers how lemon
does.
tastes.
It
So
does.
that is so true.
That's right.
Jody, I love this. We
Yes.
have to give ourselves grace because
Yes.
it's hard,
Yes.
but we can,
But we can
do it.
Yes.
Amen to that. You
Amen.
can do it.
You know,
Matter of fact,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Queen.
I'm sorry. Matter of fact, a
Go ahead.
baby, think about a baby when they're learning how to walk.
Yes.
If they got up one time and fell and didn't try no more, we'll all be curling around
crawling.
40-year-old babies.
We'd be crawling.
Okay.
Yes.
But a baby say, hey, you know what? Let me get
Try
back
it
up,
again.
get back in. Let me try it again, try it again. And through that process of them getting back up, trying it again. Okay, it didn't work this time. Let me try it this way. They figure it out.
That's right.
Okay, so if we hold on to that baby mindset of learning how to walk, and we're all, this healthy living is a walk, it's a journey. It's not a race, it's not a marathon.
It is a marathon.
Well, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like it's a journey.
It is.
You take one step at a time,
Yes.
one day at a time.
Yes.
Focus on what you're capable of focusing on.
That's right. That's right.
All right. And you get that perfected, then move on to something else.
Yes.
You know, and all of us are different.
Yes,
you know, some people can take it head on and go in 150%
and get it all done first time.
That's them. But someone else may be able to say, well, you know what? I can't do all of that, but I can do this.
And you know what? And you are no less of a person for being that way.
Exactly.
Okay. Don't make the other person better.
No.
You are no less than a person.
Right.
Okay.
That's
so
right.
One thing you also want to focus on, right, is not to be perfect. If you can get away from the perfection, trying to be perfect, you're going to be fine.
Right.
Because none of us are perfect. However, when we make these changes, when we try to make drastic changes in our lives and health, I believe a health change is a drastic change. Okay. But when we make these changes, we put that level of perfection there, and it's impossible to reach or to maintain that
perfection. But as Dr. Esther said, you can strive for excellence.
Absolutely.
Okay. Excellence is a choice. It's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
It's not about perfection.
No, it's not.
But in striving for excellence.
Yes.
Okay. Everything I do is because I deserve excellence.
That's right.
Okay. My health is my wealth.
Yes,
so
it is.
Let's not try to walk in perfection, because none of us are perfect. I make mistakes every day. Matter of fact, right before we went live, Will was pulling me on the carpet because I made a mistake. We're going to make mistakes.
We make mistakes.
But that doesn't mean we cannot strive for perfection.
That's right.
Okay. Strive for excellence. I'm sorry.
Excellence.
Strive for excellence.
Yes.
So Thomas Brink.
Hey, Tom.
Failed many times trying to break my bad habit, but then had one instance that changed me and was finally able to make the change and stick with it.
There you go.
Well, that's what's
that's what's up, because it was important enough. It was so important. They used to have a term saying, hey, when you have a why that's big enough to make you cry, why are you making this change? Okay. You're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing it for yourself. Whatever that why may be, when it's big enough to make you change, you will make the change. Okay. Now, I'm not saying it won't be tough and difficult to sustain and maintain the change. However, you will make the change and seek all the information and knowledge you need in order to continue that change.
Yes. So kudos to you, Mr. Tom.
Way to go, Tom.
Again, one day at a time, one step at a time.
That's right. That's right.
And you're better off for it.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Miss Rhonda Frazier, thank you for explaining this concept. I'm going to have to practice this. I fell off the wagon.
Yes.
That's all right, Miss Rhonda.
Join the crew.
Get back up.
Yep.
Get back in.
That is.
Dust yourself off and let it be a learning experience.
Yep.
Right? I think that's what we fell short a lot of times. We beat ourselves. We so busy. Oh, you did. You did. You did. I knew I couldn't do it. No, I said, well, wait a minute. Okay, what did I do to cause me to fall? All right. And then put a plan together so that won't be a stumbling block the next time.
When you hit the next bump,
you know what I'm saying?
I know how to hold on now.
Right. I've seen this. Okay, let me do. So, it's about We're living
Yes.
and we're learning.
Constant adjustment.
Yeah, constantly.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So
Yes.
you're on the right path,
Yes,
Rhonda.
you are, Rhonda.
Okay,
Yep.
you're on the right path.
Yep.
Keep doing what you
Keep
do.
doing it.
Keep getting up
Yes.
and getting back in.
And I tell you what, you're a whole lot better for making the bump and falling off the wagon than someone that never got on the wagon.
Right.
So I can tell you that.
Right.
There you
That's
go. At
so
least you're
true.
trying.
It's so true.
That's what it's all about.
So true.
Yes.
So true. Miss Virginia Martinez, thank you for joining us.
Virginia.
This was great. Thank you both so much for all you do for us. I'm looking forward to the summit replay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Again, definitely don't forget to register for the summit that's going on right now. Let me show it. Let me show it real quick because some of y'all got little Alzheimer's. I'm gonna call it Youngtimers. But the summit, you want to register. The link is above or below. It's over 40 doctors on this summit.
Yes. Bringing their expertise, their knowledge,
the truth, the science, the research, behind the real truth about weight loss. And again, it's not so much just about weight loss, but it is about gaining our health. Okay, it's about gaining our health. And when I realized that, at first it started for me, I gotta lose this weight, I gotta lose this weight. But when I realized, well, wait a minute, if I get healthy, the weight gonna come off. Everything else will come off, because that's all encompassing the health, arena. Okay. Then it became so much easier for me. It became more long-term. Right. Like, I'm in this for the long haul. And that's why the lifestyle changes we make, they must be sustainable. Absolutely. Because this is something we're going to do for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
Okay.
So why not have fun with it?
Exactly.
Right? When you have fun and embrace it, it's easier.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I'm going to tell you, when someone makes you do something, I mean, you go get a health report, and it happens to all of us. But you go get a health report, and that health report said, or the professional says, hey, you have to do this or else. It's a lot more difficult.
Yes.
Everything you ever tried to make a goal or set a goal for yourself, and you put it out in the atmosphere, and all of a sudden everything kicks in to turn you away from the goal that you just set for yourself. Okay. And this is no different. Okay. You put it in the atmosphere, then it's going to come and attack you on all ends. But that's what we do here on Healthy Habits, Healthy Life. We come together, we talk about it, we help each other, we strengthen each other. Iron sharpens iron. That's what it's all about.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes.
We got a few more comments, and then y'all know I'm real time conscious.
Yes.
So we appreciate everyone
Thank you so much for joining us and for sticking in here with us.
Yes. We have Miss Denise. Oh, thank you for joining us, Denise. You guys were great on the summit. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're both so inspirational. And I always say you all are our inspiration.
Absolutely.
We do what we do because of you.
Yes, ma'am.
So together, we all
achieve.
Achieve more. That's what teamwork means to me. Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
Together, everyone achieves more. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for that kind compliment, Denise. We appreciate you. And let me see, my sister Belinda, thank you for joining us.
How you doing, sis?
So proud of you guys. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. You are my inspiration.
Well, sis. People, we want to let you know, we want to let our people know we all here together, And I tell you what, we know what it feels like to be by yourself. We know what it feels like. And we also, that was a main mission for us. I'm telling you, it was that we could share how we felt with you and hear how you felt, and together we can make it happen. That's right. So on that note, we're going to bring this talk about old habits. What was the talk again? What was your title? What was the title? Mom. Go back to it. The title was Behavior Change is Not an Eraser for Bad Habits. Okay. It's so
not an eraser. Those bad can come back. They can come back. But you got to build a fortress. That's you got to build a fortress. Extinction. You got to keep at it. Yes. Okay. Is it going to be easy? No. But is it going to be worth it? Yes. Okay. Yes. I'm a testimony to that.
Absolutely.
7 years old. 7 years old. 7 years in now to walking this healthy lifestyle journey and eating more plants and moving my body and trying to stress less and all those things. It's still a journey.
It's still a journey.
Right? But guess what? I might not be perfect.
Yes.
But I'm better than where I was 7 years ago.
Absolutely.
And so for that, I am grateful for my journey.
Yes.
And I pray that you are grateful for your journey, wherever you are. Just keep at it.
Plugging at
keep taking one day at a time, one meal at a time. That's right.
Yeah, it's called living.
One workout, one walk at a time, whatever. Just take it one step at a time. And I guarantee you, tomorrow you'll be better off than you was the day before.
You'll be better for it.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So we appreciate you all for joining us again.
Yes.
Always remember, go throughout your evening, go throughout your day tomorrow. Say, you know what? My health is my wealth.
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to focus today on making healthy choices.
That's right.
So I can create healthy habits which will develop the healthy life that I deserve and that I am worthy of having. Tell yourself that I'm worthy of having a healthy life. Okay. Sure. So let's get to the root of obtaining and sustaining our health. I want optimal health. I don't just want a reasonable portion. I want optimal health by what? Eating more plants.
Right.
Got to eat more plants.
That's right.
All right. Moving our bodies, stressing less, and loving more. We appreciate each and every one of you for joining us again. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share with family and friends. Let them know, hey, Will and Faith, they real folks.
Yeah, they real.
Doing this thing called healthy living. Yes, and they're here to inspire and motivate and walk and join hands together so we all can.
We can get there together.
That's right. Be healthy. Yes. So on that note, y'all take care.
Take care.
Be blessed. And we'll see you on.
We got Saturday.
Saturday we'll be coming live at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time doing our in-home workout. Absolutely. So join us then. And again, don't forget to click on the link above or below.
That's right.
To register for the Real Truth About Weight Loss Summit.
That's right.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see y'all the next time. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.